Hello everyone, this is Harshada and welcome to my channel Loft Academia. Today we will be discussing Mathematics Class 9 textbook from NCERT for CBSE kids. Chapter 6 Lines and Angles. There are various topics which will be taken up as a part of this chapter, such as intersecting lines and non-intersecting lines, pairs of angles, parallel lines, and a transversal. Parallel lines to the same line, angle sum property of a triangle. So let's get started. Let's understand the basic terminologies used here. As we all know, line segment is a portion of line which has two endpoints. Okay, and with one endpoint it is called as a ray, जिसका मतलब है दूसरे साइड में it will extend till infinity. Okay, so AB with this kind of a thing is called line segment, whereas this way if it is written it means it is a line, and if it is written this way where you see the arrow going in one direction, the other side is has endpoint, this is called as a ray. Okay, so all these symbols हम लोग कभी use करते कभी नहीं use करते. Most of the times we don't use, we write that in words. Now talking about collinear points, so if you have three or more points which are on the same line, then they are called as collinear. अगर नहीं है तो then they are called as non-collinear points. Okay, so these are like definite basic definitions which one should know. Now talking about an angle, angle will have two arms जो दो rays रहेंगे, two arms. All right, and then it will also have a point where these two arms are meeting called as vertex of the angle. Let us see different kinds of angles. Acute angle, the angle which is greater than 0 but less than 90. 0 degree है तो उसको zero angle बोलते हैं. So less than 90 but greater than 1 is acute. 90 degree है तो right angle. Greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree, then it is called as obtuse angle. Straight angle is 180 degree, and reflex angle is the other side of this angle, so that will be greater than 180 degree but less than 360, and 360 degree is known as a complete angle. Angles are said to be complementary if their sum is 90 degree, supplementary if the sum is 180 degree. Adjacent angles में बाजू बाजू में angles रहेंगे, and they will have a common arm. So this is the arm. This is going to be a common arm for them. Linear pair of angles. If you see two angles like the pair and they are adjacent to each other, ये जो common arm है तो adjacent हो गए, but जो non common arm है which is not common to them, if this is forming a line, then these two angles are called as linear pair. और अगर कोई फिगर में ऐसे x जैसे कुछ बना है तो these are called as vertically opposite angles. This one, this one, this one, this one. So you have pair of vertically opposite angles. Two pairs here. Intersecting lines are the ones which will intersect at one point, and non-intersecting line जो कभी intersect ही नहीं होंगे. No matter how much you extend till infinity, they are always not going to intersect each other, also known as parallel lines. Axiom 6.1. If ray stands on a line, then the sum of two adjacent angles so formed is 180 degree. So मतलब ये दो angles बनेंगे linear pair. Okay, so if I take example here, let us understand this axiom. If a ray stands on a line then sum of the two adjacent angles, this angle plus this angle is 180 degree. That's what this axiom means. So axiom का मतलब जो truth हम लोग follow करते हैं in mathematics. Second axiom 6.2, if the sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degree, then the non-common arm of the angle forms a line. So this is the reverse of that axiom. उल्टा है उसका, also known as linear pair axiom. So पहले axiom में we are saying कि line के ऊपर जो दो adjacent angles बनते हैं उनका total 180 डिग्री है, और second axiom में ऐसे बताया गया है कि अगर उन दोनों का total 180 डिग्री है तो वो जो non common arm है वो एक straight line है. That's what it is. ये जो एग्जाम्स यूज करके हम लोग जो प्रूफ्स करते हैं, और दोज आर कॉल्ड एज थियोरम्स. सो लेट्स लुक एट द फर्स्ट थ्योरम. इफ टू लाइंस इंटरसेक्ट ईच अदर, इस तरह से दे आर इंटरसेक्टिंग ईच अदर, देन द वर्टिकली opposite angles are equal. So vertically opposite angle, so this is one pair of a vertically opposite angle and this is another pair. This is equal to this and this is equal to this. That's what this particular theorem is. Okay, so if you look at this, ये एक नॉन कॉमन आर्म है और ये कॉमन आर्म है, राइट. सो दिस प्लस दिस इज इक्वल टू 180 डिग्री, लीनियर पेयर हो गए. ओके, नाउ अगर हम लोग ने ऐसा ही ये आर्म पकड़ा तो दिस प्लस दिस इज ऑल्सो गोइंग टू बी 180 डिग्री, राइट. सो इसका मतलब अगर इन दोनों को इक्वेट किया, व्हेन वी इक्वेट देम दिस, अब इफ यू नोटिस दोनों में ये एंगल कॉमन है, इनको अगर हम लोग ने कट कर दिया तो दिस इज इक्वल टू दिस, ये बनेगा, which is what we needed to prove here in this theorem. This is exactly what has been explained here. Okay, so one can basically write this explanation if this theorem is asked. और लास्ट में we can say कि जैसे this too is proved, we can also prove that this is equal to this in the similar fashion. Let us look at the first exercise, exercise 6.1. In figure 6.13, which is this figure, line AB, this line, and CD, they intersect at O. If angle AOC and BOE, so AOC, this angle, plus BOE, which is this angle, इन दोनों का टोटल इज 70, और उन्होंने BOD which is given as 40. Okay, find BOE. BOE. So ये दोनों का टोटल 70 दिया है, लेकिन फाइंड हमें ये करना है एंगल, ठीक है. एंड रिफ्लेक्स ऑफ COE, COE ये है, तो उसका रिफ्लेक्स इज दिस entire angle till here. सो COE अगर हमने निकाला तो उसका रिफ्लेक्स भी निकालना इजी है. सो लेट्स डू इट. नाउ इफ यू नोटिस, ये एंगल प्लस ये एंगल हैज बीन गिवन एज 70. दिस एंगल प्लस दिस एंगल प्लस दिस एंगल ये लाइन के ऊपर है, राइट. सो इन सब का टोटल होना चाहिए 180 डिग्री. सो इसमें से ये दो तो ऑलरेडी 70 है, सो ऑब्वियसली दिस शुड बी 180 minus 70, which means 110 डिग्री. ठीक है, सो हमें COE आ गया. अब रिफ्लेक्स ऑफ COE इज 360 minus 110, right, which is 250. So we got this answer as 250 degree. Okay, now let's look at the other part. So they're saying BOE भी निकालना है, which is this one, right? We got this as 110. This is already given as 40. ठीक है, so 110 and 40 and this angle BOE इस line के ऊपर है, so which means इन तीनों का total is also 180. So इसमें से 110 and 40 मिला के बनता है 150. So this angle, but obvious, should be 30 degree. 180 minus 150, right? So this is 30 degree. That's it. हो गया answer. Now let's look at second question. Okay. In figure 6.14, which is this figure, xy and mn, xy and mn, they intersect at O. If POY is 90 and they have given A is to B, which is this is to this, as 2 is to 3. 2 is to 3 है. Find C. That's the question. So ये निकालना है, इसका रेशियो दिया है. A is to B is 2 is to 3, which is the ratio given. So what we have to assume is, let us assume that A is 2x and B is 3x. This is as per the ratio given. When you have been given A is to B is 2 is to 3, मतलब इन दोनों में कुछ तो common था, वो x था जो cut हुआ है. That's why you get this ratio, right? So we have to assume A as 2x and B as 3x. So if you notice, this is 90, which is already given. So which also means A plus B should be 90, which means 2x plus 3x is equal to 90, which also means 5x is equal to 90. Now, x ka value will be 90 upon 5, because when you transpose 5 to the right hand side, जो multiplication वाला 5 है, वो बनेगा division वाला 5. So, x is equal to 90 upon 5, which is 18 degree. So हमें x निकालना था क्या? No, we have to find c. We're not there yet. Okay, so c को find out करने के लिए अगर मैंने b को find out किया, which is 3 times of x, so b will be 3 multiplied by 18, which is 54 degree. I will write it this way, 54 degree. So 54 degree मतलब this angle plus c, ये linear pair है ना, एक लाइन के ऊपर है, मिला के होगा 180 डिग्री. So this is 54. C should be 180 minus 54, which is 126. That is your answer. That's it. Let's do next question. Question number 3. In figure 6.15, which is this figure, PQR. PQR is equal to PRQ. This angle is equal to this angle. Then prove that PQS is equal to PRT. Actually, this is a very simple question. If you notice, this is a line, right? ये line के ऊपर ये ray, yes, segment, you can say, it's not even a ray, a line segment has been made. So ये हो गया common arm, ये हो गया not common वाला arm, right? So which means these two are forming a linear pair, isn't it? Similarly, ये भी एक line ही, right? It's the same line. इसके ऊपर ये बन गया common arm, ये दोनों बन गए again linear pair. So linear pair, okay? Which means this angle plus this angle is 180. This angle plus this angle is also 180. दोनों को इक्वेट करना है, दोनों भी तो 180, राइट? विच दिस एंगल प्लस दिस एंगल विल बी इक्वल टू दिस एंगल प्लस दिस एंगल. अब ये दोनों तो सेम है तो उनको तो कट कर सकते हैं, काट दिया, विच मीन्स बचे क्या? दिस एंगल विच इज नाउ इक्वल टू दिस एंगल. वही तो हमें प्रूव करना है. पी क्यू एस इज इक्वल टू पी आर टी. Hence proved. That's it. Question number 4. In figure 6.16, which is this figure. So in this figure, x plus y is equal to w plus z. Then prove that AOB is a line. So ये हमें Axiom 6.2 को prove करना है in a way, उसको use करके. So as we know, x प्लस वाई प्लस z प्लस w, इन सबको अगर ऐड करो दिस बिकम्स अ कंप्लीट एंगल, राइट, विच इज इक्वल टू 360. इसमें से ये दोनों का सम इज इक्वल टू ये दोनों का सम, राइट. नाउ लेट्स सी हाउ वी कैन राइट दिस. Don't worry, I've written this for you already. So, x plus y plus w plus z is equal to 360 because this is a complete angle, right? So, what I can do is x plus y को मैंने वापस x plus y ही लिखा. ये जो w plus z है ये तो सेम है ना x plus y की तरह, तो इसको निकाल दिया और फिर मैंने x plus y डाला. अब x plus y आ गया 2 बार, which is equal to 360. So uska one occurrence will be 360 by 2 na, which is 180. So what is that we have proved just now? Though adjacent angles are 180. So which obviously means by axiom 6.2 that this particular the non-common arms forms a line which is AOP. This is a line. That's exactly what we needed to prove. Whatever I'm explaining, you have to write that in your own words and you're done. Let's look at question number 5. In 6.17, POQ is a line. ये line दिया है, ठीक है. Ray OR, which is this particular ray, is perpendicular, मतलब ये 90 degree है to this line. And OS is another ray lying between rays OP and OR. इन दोनों के बीच में ये OS है. Then prove that ROS is equal to half of QoS minus POS. So ये जो type के questions होते हैं, my suggestion is start from जो बड़ा साइड है ना वहाँ से स्टार्ट करो. सो अगर हम लोग ने QoS माइनस POS यहाँ से स्टार्ट किया तो इट विल बी वेरी इजी टू रीच टू दिस पॉइंट. You guys might have different ways, but this is the approach which I use. So let's do that. Refer to the diagram while I'm explaining this. QoS is equal to 90 plus ROS, which is already given कि वो एंगल 90 है. सो 90 के ऊपर ROS अगर ऐड करो तो QoS एंगल आएगा, राइट. वैसे ही POS को 90 माइनस ROS, राइट हैंड साइड में जो परपेंडिकुलर दिया परपेंडिकुलर लाइन रे है जिसकी वजह से राइट हैंड साइड 90 आ रहा है, तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड भी 90 ही आएगा. सो 90 में से अगर ROS माइनस करोगे तो POS आएगा. इफ़ यू नोटिस आई हैव एक्सप्रेस्ड बोथ ऑफ देम इन टर्म्स ऑफ ROS. व्हाई? बिकॉज माई लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इज ROS. सो अगर इन दोनों को मैं माइनस करूँ तो मुझे सारा आंसर ROS के टर्म्स में चाहिए ना. That's what I have to prove. So that is why I'm taking everything in terms of ROS. This should be the hint and this should be your starting point. Now QoS minus POS अगर करोगे तो which will be same as 90 plus ROS. as is मैंने लिखा QoS के बदले and POS को minus POS कर रहे हो तो minus 90 हो जाएगा और ये minus ROS का हो जाएगा plus ROS. Okay, so 90 minus 90 ये दोनों तो हो गए cancel. ROS प्लस ROS, सो ये बन गया 2ROS. अब मैं सिर्फ ROS लिख रही हूँ तो मेरा ये जो 2 है मल्टीप्लिकेशन वाला ट्रांसपोज होके डिवीजन में जाएगा. सो दैट इज व्हाई ROS is equal to half of QoS minus POS. That's it. We have proved it. Let's do the next question, the last question of this particular exercise. It is given that XYZ is equal to 64 degree and XY is produced to point P. Draw a figure from the given information. If ray YQ bisects ZYP, find XYQ and reflex of QYP. Okay, so यहाँ पे figure दिया नहीं है. We have to draw this figure. So let's do that with the information which is given in the book. Let us look at the question again. It says that X, Y, Z is given as 64 degree. Okay, and XY is produced to point P. So XY, this is produced till P. ठीक है. फिर they're saying if ray YQ, so Y is this point, YQ bisects ZYP. So ये जो एंगल है इसका ये एंगल बाइसेक्टर है, which means this particular angle is equal to this. ठीक है, फाइंड एक्स वाई क्यू, मतलब ये पूरा एंगल, उसके लिए हमें ये एंगल तो पता नहीं, राइट, तो उसको पहले फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा, सो दैट वी कैन ऐड दीज टू, एंड देन रिफ्लेक्स ऑफ क्यू वाई पी, रिफ्लेक्स ऑफ दिस एंगल मतलब ये पूरा सा, ठीक है. सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड विद दैट. अगर ये 64 है, इफ यू नोटिस इन तीनों का addition is going to be 180 degree, isn't it? Agar if I assume this angle as x, this also will be x. So 2x plus 64 is equal to 180 degree, right? So what you have to do, you have to solve this equation. So let's do that. X plus 64, 2x plus 64 is 180. So 2x is equal to 180 minus 64, which gives me 116. So, which also means x will be 116 divided by 2, ये transpose होके division में जाएगा, which is 58. So we got this particular angle as 58. So ये भी 58 ही रहेगा, right? So what we have to find out, the first angle is going to be XYQ, which is going to be 58 plus 64, right? Adding 58 and 64, you get angle XYQ as 122 degree, isn't it? Try it out. और अभी reflex निकालना है QYP. So QYP, we know that it is also 58. उसका reflex, which is going to be 360 minus 58. Okay, so that is 302 degree. And that's it. We are done. So we are done with the exercise as well. 6.1. Easy tha, right? Easy busy lemon squeezy. Okay, chalo, let's move on.